And now let's talk about the recycle bin. I suppose you think you know what you need to know, so let's see if that is true. So I've got a file here, food.txt. So if I right click and say delete, is going to the recycle bin. If I wanted to, I can ask for my computer to show me a dialog, a confirmation dialog. That means that I'm gonna undelete it. Okay, so I can tell the recycle bin to display a delete confirmation dialog. So if I click on this and I try to delete something, it's going to ask me if I'm sure about it. So this is not what I want because it can be quite annoying. So I said okay. If I wanted to suppress it, because if I say delete, it goes to the recycle bin. If I want it to be deleted permanently, what I can do is use shift, press shift, and then delete. So you can see that it didn't go to the recycle bin, it just got deleted um, once and for all. So I'm going to go it again. Then let's see what happens with the size of the recycle bin. So you can see that here I've got three partitions, C, D, and E. So if I want to, I can configure drives independently. That means I can configure the size of the recycle bin for each partition separately, or I can say, okay, for every partition, I can use 10%. The problem is that if your partitions are not symmetric, so you can see here I've got a partition that is 44 gigabytes, and I've got a 900 and then 800 gigabytes. So 10% of this is 4, and 10% of that is 93 gigabytes. So I cannot configure drives all at once. So what I do always is configure drives independently, and then I say I want to give 2 gigabytes for this one, and then 4 and 4. So there you go. And I can ask here and say do not move files to the recycle bin, so remove files immediately when deleted. It's as if I do shift and suppress and delete, sorry, every single time. So instead of having to press shift, I can just click on that. But this is a risky move because sometimes you don't want to, you change your mind. Sorry about that. So you might think that a deleted file from the recycle bin, that when I right click and I choose empty recycle bin, that a file is completely wiped off. That's not true. That sometimes with the appropriate software you can get or restore a deleted file. So what you can do is you can install a file restoration software. There are plenty. Personally, I use this one, restoration. I've indicated the link to the installation thing, the download link in the description of this video. If you want, there's another link I have indicated, I've pasted. This is a comparison of 15 different software that do the same thing. So if one doesn't work, you can try another one. So this is a nice piece of software. It's very light, so I downloaded and installed and whatever. So this is what happens. So you can just I double click, and if you remember the name of the file altogether, you can just write it down, or at least part of the file. So I want to restore a file that started with td01 underscore something, and I know it used to be in the E partition. So search deleted files, And there you go. So I'm going to pause for a while. So I've got the results, 33 files. You can see them here. So if I want to restore one of them or more, I cannot do more at once, so I have to do it one by one. So let's say this one, restore by copying, and then I can save it, for example, on the desktop or wherever I want. So there you go, I've got my file, my deleted file back. So let's see if that's true, if everything is well. Okay, so okay, and there you go. I used the wrong encoding format, so don't worry about that. So at least I've got my file back. So you can see that even if you delete something, let's say permanently from the recycle bin, you can always, not always, but in some cases, get it back. So this is all I think you should know about your recycle bin.